Hello, I'm Jashykins, and welcome to my review of The Walking Dead episode 6. And this was a great episode. It had some twists and turns, and some points where it actually really made you think. Mainly with Rick. Rick has become way more violent. This Rick we see in Sick, it's just a different Rick than we saw in the previous seasons. It starts off with, when they find out that the prisoners have in fact lied to them and are trying to kill them, Rick kills Tomas. And I'll get to Tomas right after this if I remember. Anyways, he kills Tomas really quickly, like there's hardly any hesitation in his movements. And that's fucking scary. There's like hardly any humanity in those few seconds. Then Tomas is dead. Then Andrew gets up and hightails out of there because he saw what happened to Tomas. And he's like, yeah, I'm not taking any of that shit. So Rick runs after Andrew. I'm sorry, it's sort of confusing because the guy who plays Rick is Andrew Lincoln. So Andrew's chasing Andrew. But anyways, Rick chases Andrew. And, Rick wants to kill him. But instead of a simple death, he lets Andrew get eaten up by walkers. We don't actually see this, but we hear the screams and yells of pain that says even if he fucking escaped that, he's going to be a zombie pretty damn soon. And that is just a cool action from Rick. That is so fucking heartless, because instead of just killing the guy, which he could have, he chooses instead to torture the person to death. And finally, as a little side note, Lori basically begs forgiveness at the end of the episode, going, I'm not perfect, I've done bad things, please forgive me. I'm paraphrasing, of course, and Rick isn't buying none of that shit. Like, you're a good mother. Like, no, oh, you just opened and poured your heart out to me. Rick is losing his humanity. You can tell his humanity has really dipped at this point. And I do agree with, I think it was Scorch on Twitter, hello Scorch, love ya, pointed out, it was either Scorch on Twitter or it was a Cracked article, hi Cracked, that basically said that Shane was there to basically be Rick's dark half, and this sort of shows that now Rick has nowhere to put off the darkness but inside himself. And that is fucking interesting. And instead, I could do this whole video about Rick, but it's reached, I think, like the 4-minute mark, so let's continue. Anyway, Tomas's death. That fucking surprised me because previously in the episode, it looked like Tomas was going to have a story arc, because you could see his story arc forming. Like, I want to see how this goes. This is going to be interesting. This character will probably be around for a while. And they did the same thing in season 2 at the bar with us. They fucking were like, hey, here's some new interesting characters. Bye-bye. And that's basically Tomas. Tomas was like, oh, he's going to have an interesting story arc, and he gets killed, and it's like... And I watched The Talking Dead after the second showing of The Walking Dead, hosted by Chris Hardwick. And they had the actor who played Tomas, and for the life of me, I cannot remember his name, so very sorry about that. But the actor was talking about how he basically sort of found out that Tomas was going to die because he didn't originally know that. One of the main things about this episode was Herschel, and Herschel, I had basically written off at the end of the last episode. I'm like, why are they even trying to pull this along? Obviously, he's going to die. And then he doesn't die, and it's just like, good job. So basically, throughout this majority of this episode, I was like, why aren't they trying to drag this along? And I was sort of actually getting annoyed at this point. It's like, just show him turning or show him dying. And he actually survived. But there was a very moving scene with Maggie speaking to an unconscious Herschel about how, don't worry about us, we can survive, don't worry. It was very sweet and moving and shows the strength to Maggie's character. And I really liked it for, expanding Maggie. It was so sweet, so touching. And there was one point where I actually was like, damn! I was like, yes! And Brian, Rev Resner, nearly shit his britches. So we had two completely opposite reactions to this point. Of course, in all honesty, Revs is the more jumpy of us. But anyways, it's the point when Lori's giving Herschel mouth-to-mouth, and then suddenly he jumps up and think for a second it's a walker, and I'm like, yay! Lori's gonna die! Lori's gonna die! Lori's gonna die! Yes! 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 And Brian's like, and then I'm like, damn! Because guess what? Lori doesn't die. It's just Herschel actually sort of coming back to life. It's like, damn. I was like, this close to being so fucking hopeful, and my dreams were dashed in those precious few seconds. Damn. And, one more thing before I end this, and then we can get to quote-unquote commercials, or whatever you want to fucking call them. There's one point where I really hated Lori, and I mean more than normal. Anyways, it's the point where Carl comes back and brings a bunch of supplies, and we're like, yay, yay, yay! And Lori's reaction should be, good son, you're good. You killed 2 walkers, gained us. That is awesome. You are a fucking badass now. You actually might have a point in the series now. No. That's not what she does. She goes, wait! How could you be more of an important character than me? Fucking hell! There's this kid who basically helps you save Herschel, and you're fucking yelling at him? Anyways, that really fucking annoyed me in this episode. So, now on to commercials, so if you don't want to hear these, skip ahead. And by skip ahead, I mean you can close out now. But please don't. Anyways, I have been Jashykins, owner at jashykins.blogspot.com. I'm sorry Red Resner cannot join us during this video, but he's sleeping. And he needs his rest because today is going to be a busy day. Anyways, if you're watching this on YouTube, you may subscribe, like, comment, tell me how good of a job I'm doing, because let's face it, I never, ever, ever do a horrible job. If you're watching this on my blog, thank you just for watching. That is fucking awesome. You're watching me. Yay! And if you're, of course, watching this on my blog, and want to help support the blog, you can go to where the links are. The links I'm talking about are chat and other things, and you'll find a link to my cafe press shop. Recently, I've released a design for Halloween, and I'm starting on with some designs I'm going to be doing each month. Are basically phrases and pictures of myself. Fully clothed, so don't get too excited. And this month's design has been released a little late because I came up with the idea like last night. So those are some things you can get there, and there are also, of course, other things. And if you want to contact me outside of YouTube and my blog, please contact me on Facebook at facebook.com/jashykins fanpage. You can also contact me on Twitter at jashykins. Also, Rev Resner uses Twitter, but not a lot, and his username is Rev Resner. We're not very original. So, thank you again for watching. And I want to thank anyone ahead of time who's going to purchase anything from my cafe press shop. I'm actually thinking of, making an album on my fan page, and so if you buy anything, take a picture of yourself and you'll be on my fan page. I believe I can make it so you can actually add your pictures. So, yeah. We'll see how that goes. And until next video, goodbye.